So I recently made a video and we talked about one of the ways to instantly increase the value and the income of the business that you buy. And that was through collaboration, through finding other like deals and collaborating with those businesses. Today, I want to talk about one of the other ways that I usually refrain from discussing on the channel just because of the fact that I can't give advice when it comes to this. And given that, now is a good time for me to give you the disclaimer before we even jump into what this is about. So we're going to talk about taxes, and so it's important that I tell you that I'm not a CPA. I cannot give you tax advice. What I'm about to go into has very little, credence outside of just my personal experience and my personal thoughts and what I've seen clients do as well, and just some of the norms in the industry. Now, one of the most powerful things about this whole idea of buying businesses and buying internet businesses is that you are able to write off that purchase. And in most cases, you're able to write that off in a lot quicker fashion than you can real estate. And so what you're able to do is not only make a 50% return, but in some cases, save a 40, 50% on your tax bill, which is absolutely incredible. So I want to preface this by saying that you are, no, it's one of the great and scary things about tax in general. The truth is, even if you do have somebody that's giving you tax advice or as your accountant, as we've seen with stars, unfortunately, like Wesley Snipes, even if you're getting bad advice, they come back to you because you chose to take that advice, which is absolutely crazy. So not only should you not take advice from me because I'm not an accountant, you should also just not, you got to do the research yourself. All right, all that said, what I want to talk to you about is some of the options that you have when you are buying these assets. Now, I'll start with what we're doing in the fund, and it's probably the most conservative way that you can do it. We want to be as conservative as possible. We're dealing with investors and all that good stuff, and filing with the SEC, and just really crucial that we do everything as conservative as possible. When it comes to that, what we're doing is we are over the course of 15 years, basically writing off that purchase. So we're splitting it up over 15 years, and we are writing that off. Now, that is a very, very, just conservative way to do it. Me, in my personal life, I am doing something a little bit more aggressive. I'll write things off over the course of about 5 years. And so if I'm acquiring that, then I'll do that over the course of 5 years. And in either case, what you're doing, whether it's over 15 years or 5 years, and I'll talk about some of what I've seen other people do and what other people have gotten advice from their accountants that they felt like were the right thing to do. And but what is regardless of how long you take on a 5 year basis, what you're doing is every year, in addition to whatever money you get back from that business after the purchase, you are also literally putting extra money in your bank account because you're writing off that purchase. So if you're going to pay $30,000 in taxes that year, and you bought a business for $300,000, and you're splitting that right off over the course of 3 years or whatever the period is. Now maybe you only pay $15,000. That's 15 grand of actual money that is added to your bank account. So this is an actual part of the return that you should look at when you're buying these businesses. Now, some of the things that I've seen other people's accountants do, and even clients, and some of the people that I've been involved in deals with, and I've invested in their deals, is I see a lot of people that are doing 3 year write-offs. That means every year you're writing off a third of that business. And truth is, right now there's not specific laws on this, and it's a lot of interpretation. And so you've got to make sure that you're okay with how your accountant does it. And this is something that you should talk to your accountant about. But the value there is that you're getting more of that money back and quicker each year. So every year you're increasing your return over the course of those 3 years. Now, the interesting thing, and this is something I'm seeing more and more recently, where I have people that are writing that off over the course of a year. I know a couple large buyers that write off all of their websites within a year. I also spoke today with a couple brokers just trying to see what they're seeing in the market, and they have a lot of people that are writing things off within a year. So this is something that you can consider. And the amazing thing is that, if you are buying something at a 2 multiple, like I mentioned, and you're writing everything off in a year, you can almost double your first year returns. So you could end up getting 100% of your money back within 18 months or so of that business. It greatly decreases the risk when you are including that in your kind of return for the deal. And it's something that you should pay attention to. It's something that you should include in your calculation when you're buying these businesses so that you don't miss out on a deal because somebody else is taking into consideration, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 1 year. They're taking into consideration the business that they're buying and the income that's going to come in, but they're also adding into their calculation of returns their savings on taxes, and they can give you an edge on a deal that previously you may have felt like, okay, this isn't going to be something that works for me. Now all of a sudden you realize when you go over this with your CPA or your tax accountant that it's going to bring you some really great tax benefits. And there's tons of money that's spent on people that are literally just investing in things for the tax benefit. So when you can buy something that has a 2 multiple, a 3 multiple, 33% return, 50% return, and on top of that, you get tax benefit. You have other people that are going to municipal bonds earning 6% returns, 4% returns, and they're doing it because it's going to give them a few more points on the tax benefit. So don't sleep on the tax benefit when it comes to these deals. It changes everything. It's awesome for even when we're doing it over the course of 15 years. It's amazing, obviously, if you're doing it over the course of 1 year. But regardless, it should be a part of your calculation. Be sure to subscribe below if you get some value out of these deals, out of these videos. Be sure to like the video as well, and write in your comments if you've done a deal. I'm curious, what was the advice that you got from your accountant when it came to tax time and writing these deals off? Thanks so much for watching the video.